So let's dive into two concepts that are the real starting point for any large-scale system.
Okay, imagine you're building an online game. You're probably thinking about all the cool features, right?
But, pausing to ask one simple question, it can mean the difference between success and failure. And that question is, how much data are we actually storing? This is the key. Because, think about it, 100 players is a whole lot different from a crore of them. And that one question forces you to think about some really serious stuff, like storage and growth. This whole thought process, well, it has a name, capacity planning. In plain English, it's really just figuring out how big your system needs to be. And if you just design blindly, yeah, you're going to run into some pretty predictable and expensive problems. So to plan capacity right, you've first got to understand the basic unit of your data, the record. A record is just one saved item, right? Like one player profile or a single chat message. And that leads us right to our next big idea, which is data modeling. Basically, it's just deciding on the shape of the data you're going to store. So for our game, you might separate player info from, say, individual match results. Okay, let's put this into action with a quick example. Let's say one match result record. It's about 500 bytes. And let's say your game is a huge hit, creating 2 million of these records every day. Do the math. That's a whole gigabyte of new data per day. And that's just one feature. And check out how that scales over time. It adds up fast. Now, the goal here isn't to be a perfect accountant, not at all. It's about knowing if you're building a small system or a seriously large-scale one. So in an interview, you'll want to ask these kinds of questions. It shows you're thinking practically. Honestly, it's a really strong habit. It shows you get that scale is a real physical thing. All right, so here are the key things to remember from all of this. And that leaves us with a final thought. What's the fastest growing data in the apps you use every day?